try this again. Just as soon as Cooking Simulator stops crashing. So that I can start it back up again. I guess I'll just pinned that first bit of stream into move the VOD on YouTube for context. Got it. Cooking Simulator starting up again. You had to remember the thing that fixes this recurring problem with either my microphone or with OBS. I don't know which element causes the problem. It's rather annoying one regardless. I might see if I can get a new microphone. I don't know, over the course of Black Friday, like, Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, and that. Then if it's a problem with the microphone, then that will fix it. Like, I think it's got to do with, like, OBS's access to my microphone somehow. No, because this is what fixes it, is to right. I think it might have something to do with my encoder, because it seems to happen. I got a warning from OBS saying that my encoder was overloaded right as it just cut out. So I don't know if there's any connection there or not. Of course, really, what would probably help us if I had a second monitor, because then I wouldn't have to. I would have easier access to OBS and be able to see a bit better whether or not my mic is working. It seems to be doing fine right now. Can't say the same for Cooking Simulator because it seems to be crashing once again. Oh, nope. Just loading. Right, let's... Right, that's a good sign. If my microphone doesn't stop capturing upon switching scenes, that's always a good sign that things are working properly. Alright. Just gonna hop into... hop into Sandbox Mode. And hope that, my mic stays stable this time. So far, it's doing good. And even when the OBS says that the encoding is overloaded, so maybe it's not that, I don't know. Gonna be a moment while game loads in. Gotta see. I think it's almost done. Or it's gonna be freezing up like that. Usually when it stops responding, that means it's loading. Right. We are back in the kitchen, but this time with a functioning microphone. Now, gonna redo what I was doing before. Let's see. I tried to explain before, or my plan for tonight is we'll whip up sort of 3 dinner dishes and 3 desserts. Here in the classic kitchen, we'll make our turkey or stuffing and our cranberry sauce, and then when that's done, we'll switch over to like pastry shop for some pumpkin pie, some apple pie, and some banana pudding. However, this is something that I discovered in my sort of testing to make sure that my computer could actually run this game, since it doesn't meet it kinda meets the minimum requirements and does not meet the recommended requirements. There is no turkey in Cooking Simulator. What I'm thinking is that we take some ham, because we go work with the selection of meats provided. And we take a couple little chicken legs, and we make ourselves those are Thanksgiving living cockatrice. You know, good old, I want to say 14th century style. Right, so we need. Let's hope that ham and chicken don't need like drastically different temperatures. Or is in the oven or something. I think because if that's the case, we'll have to cook these separately. Alright. Is there any... I can find, like, baking pan plates? Like, I imagine I need one. That's just meat. Meat as well as all those dairy products. I guess we could have taken in our meat from in there. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure which one of these things is the oven anyway. That's supposed to be like a grill, deep fryers. Here's the oven. Grab our ham. I guess we're throwing... Oh no, now our ham's been on the floor. Now I perhaps to use... The advanced controls are not helping me at all. All it's giving me options to do is just... We need more power. Or on my throw. Alright, there we go. Finally got the ham in the oven. That is quite the accomplishment at this point. Just getting the body of our Thanksgiving cockatoo these into the oven. It's gonna... Angle it just right. I feel like maybe I'm supposed to be able to, like, maybe move the rack that's in there, but I guess not. Well, now. Guess now I have to figure out how to reattach an oven door. Who knew the greatest challenge would be not my limited knowledge of cooking, but my limited knowledge of Cooking Simulator. Thinking, why is there even, a dedicated feature for you to be able to remove the door from your oven? You know what? It'll be fine. We'll just... What, are you not gonna let me turn the oven on without the door? Apparently not. Guess we're doing stovetop ham now. Alright, that's the wrong burner. Alright, there we go. Ham is cooking. Gonna add the legs. I assume that meters how well done the ham is. Hey, the ham is doing things. Gotta position this particular leg a bit better so that it will actually start cooking. But hey, cooking is happening. Cooking is successfully happening. And despite the oven door situation. Alright, so I guess really we probably should have, grabbed a pan. But oh well. Alright, our ham is almost done. Let's grab a plate for this bad boy. And hopefully not break it when we inevitably throw it like a discus. Oh, there we go. And there we go. Alright, so that's how you really get plate heat in position. Turn off the back eye. It says the eye that the ham is on. And give it a chance to cool. You do have a situation with this chicken leg because it's been on the eye longer than the other one, and which means that it's not done yet. Whereas the other, actually, you can pretty much just turn off that eye, maybe move this half-cooked chicken leg to a different eye. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, I know there's a perk you can enable to let you just handle things barehanded. But is there an actual, like oven mitts item or something, or was I just supposed to use a pan? And instead of chucking it, hooking the ham directly onto the eye like some kind of animal. I think it's probably just I was supposed to use a pan. Ooh, what's this? A grill pan. Just more pans. You know, more cooking paraphernalia that we've yet to use. Alright, so cockatrice is cooked. We just need to let it cool enough for us to be able to handle it. So while that sits there, let's get to work on our stuffing. It's pretty much just like, from what I recall, this is just like onion, and bread and seasonings. I don't know exactly which seasonings, so I guess it was a bit of a question of do I want to go online and look up a stuffing recipe, or do I want to just completely improvise? Right, I'm gonna save real quick. Because last time I picked up a knife in this game, I got stuck with a notification, like an on-screen notification telling me about like how to use a knife. I couldn't click to tell I couldn't click to tell it to go away because I was holding the knife. Gotta slice the onion small chunks. Seems the physics refuse to be. Just let me make it into smaller chunks in this. Which I have read online that. Ooh, that's fun. Like I think we've got some kind of. I'm not sure what's going on with this particular piece. Like, is that just the way it cut, or is something strange going on? Alright, so let's see. You know, let's take advantage of it. Let's, again, you can, like, sneak mixer. automatic cutter container. Ooh. That would have been much better for the onion, I think. Hey, let's try that bad boy out. See if we can get our onion any smaller than I was able to with the knife. Fresh new onion. Pop it in there. Okay, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it cuts it any smaller. So. Now let's see if we've got a bowl that we can mix things in. Guess we could use a pot. Have this big pot. Oh, now I'm being given options to just set things down like a normal human being, rather than to tilt the thing. Right. Each. Place that back into position. Oh, and we can do the same with the cutting board. Cutting board is now clipping into the pot. You know, like cutting boards do. Now, I imagine we're not going to be able to just stuff an entire loaf of bread into the automatic cutter. Yeah, I know that's not happening. But what we could probably do, grab a knife, do a bit of slicing manually, and then try. Yeah, there we go. Boom. This is gonna be some weirdly chunky stuffing, but I mean, this isn't really a recipe that's either you're designed to be making in this game. So, eat more bread. Really gonna. Right, there we go. Oh, and apparently we already have running. This is much easier than trying to put the things in the oven, and ended up being like, where were all these dedicated options and for putting the things where I want them with the oven. Did a random chunk of onion just of the bread that's just oh so perfectly sitting on the edge of the pot. Now let's take a moment to check in with our our ham and chicken. Our cockatrice is still very much too hot to handle. Guess we're gonna go back to. Ooh, now these got a much better consistency than literally everything else we've cut tonight. Picking it more stuff to cut like that, then well, that was interesting. Just spontaneously got chucked out of the machine. One last piece of bread. Flip the entire thing like a completely 180 degrees. Alright. The ham is finally cool enough to handle. Chicken legs, not so much. Now let's see what spices we have available. I have no clue what spices you put in stuffing. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Gonna go with the first result of classic herb stuffing from McCormick. I don't want to sign up for your newsletter, McCormick. We need celery. Right, thyme, poultry seasoning, salt, and black pepper, and chicken broth. That's a thing that. Yeah, I should probably. Apparently, we're also supposed to be putting this in the oven. That's an aspect that I just completely forgot. Apparently, poultry seasoning from McCormick contains thyme, sage, marjoram, rosemary, black pepper, and nutmeg. So we're gonna be adding a good portion of those anyway. Let's see. Do we have broth? Oh, it's gonna be in the liquids. Yeah, here we go. Chicken broth. Nice, good. There's no need. There's no like dedicated option. It doesn't look like we have measuring spoons or anything. And we're supposed to add 4 cups of chicken broth. We really want to get it stacked to the recipe. Oh, this is in metric. We may end up with fortunately, you know, I'm American and you know, otherwise why would I be making a Thanksgiving dinner? Just gonna Alright, it's 236.8588 milliliters in 1 cup. So we need about 800 milliliters. What even is that noise? think we've got enough. Yeah, if anything, we've probably got more than enough. Some of it's now on the counter. But we have the broth added, but is now gaining somewhat the consistency of a soup. Actually, let's see if we get 292 grams of bread. See how many grams are in. How do you even. Alright. 1 cup is apparently 128 grams. We've got over 2 cups of bread. Which we need 12 cups of dry, unseasoned bread cubes, so. We've got more than enough onion because we need more like half an onion than an entire onion. Guess we're gonna grab celery. I don't even know if butter's an option in this kitchen. Doesn't look like it. Unfortunately, the available ingredients vary some depending on what kitchen you're using. So we might not even have access. Like, I'm pretty sure butter is in the game. It's just not available in the base game kitchens. I think it's mostly available in the pastry shop because it's an ingredient in pastries. I'm not seeing any celery either, so we'll just have to make do without it. We'll have to... at this point, just, you know, get ourselves another loaf of bread. Slice it right down the middle. And boom. That's 300 grams, so that's... We need about 6 loaves worth of bread. And as we add more bread, it will get progressively less soupy. Yeah, put that back and try and get through these bread chunks. Into the pot where they belong. Love how some of them will just delicately sit on the side. Time for more bread. I'm gonna buy like a couple loaves. That's not what I meant to do, but okay. We might be able to make this work. And one last loaf of bread because we've only cut 2 so far. Just gonna... Dang. Slice right through 4 loaves of bread and all at once directly down the middle. Oops. Y'all did so well. All on the right over. Now that one's getting stuck. Right, there we go. We'll also kind of be finding out how much bread we can fit in the tray. Oh, there was a weird chug there. Come on, bread. Alright. The bread is starting to spill out. Oh. I think the sheer number of individual pieces of bread we've got going on here might be doing things to the frame rate. And some of them have fallen into one of the ladles that I've got sitting. I think the pot might not have enough capacity for this much bread. I think that's gonna have to be good enough at this point. Because it's just so much bread that's starting to overflow in our pot. Like, we'll be lucky if we can get all the seasonings in there, since we need a teaspoon of no salt and poultry seasoning and in some thyme. I guess let's grab ourselves some thyme. Alright, we've got dried thyme. Alright, so we need about 4 grams. Oh, and we just added... Oh, okay. We've actually got roughly a perfect amount of thyme in there now. Man, just attempting to look at the bread, and it causes the frame rate to chug. Right, get some salt. Which this isn't seasoned salt. But it'll have to do. Well, that some of the bread is being considered a loose product now. No, because not all of it is fitting properly in the pot. Oh, and just attempting to handle it. Such an incredibly slow experience compared to everything else. And like, that's such an interesting thing from like a simulation standpoint, because like, that means that we've basically basically packed so much bread into this pot that it distorts time around itself now. Right, black pepper. Let's see. We need to add half a teaspoon, so about 2 grams. There we go. Being a nice assembly of seasonings here. Poultry seasoning. Add some sage, marjoram, and rosemary and nutmeg. Alright, sage is just straight up not an option. But rosemary is. Just gonna add like a teaspoon of that. Once again, time just distorts around this. And, alright, that should be good. We should be good to cook this now. Oh no, so the bread is... Oh, I was able to actually just set it down. Right, and finally move her chicken legs. They're just sort of stacked on top of the ham now. Oh no. Bread is gonna cook just so much faster than everything else. Then again, none of it is something that... I don't believe any of it's anything that would poison you if it's undercooked, so... I guess maybe the chicken broth could be a problem, but... Like, I think the main reason you put chicken broth on a stove is to heat it up after it's been stored at room temperature or refrigerated for a while. It looks like the onions are actually going to be the first thing to get done. Let's just wait for the... See if... Oh, now it's classifying it as soup. It is no longer... Alright, it's starting to smoke, so I'm gonna take it off. Like a moment of concern that it glitched somehow. More than it already kind of is. Like, sort of slightly tilted, but that might just be because of the reflection. No, it's legitimately... It's tilted from the time-distorting weight of the bread. It, I guess. Alright. Finally, cranberry sauce. Fortunately, there's no... Really, it doesn't look like there's any cranberries here. You know, let's see if we can... save this. And switch on over to the pastry shop. Because that might have cranberries, I don't know. We'll have to see. New game, Sandbox Mode, confectionery. That's the word I must have been looking for this entire time, not confection shop. Not for, well, a pastry shop. It's a confectionery. It's a proper term. This will probably go a bit better because at least the pies, there's actual in-game recipes for them. Like, the game will actually acknowledge our pies. These, at least. Because I checked... And in the pastry shop, you can actually make pies, including pumpkin pie. At least those will be, officially recognized by the game as being food. And being what they're intended to be, not soup with some bread and an onion in it for some reason. Right. Look how much better the frame rate is now that we don't have so much bread everywhere. Right, let's see. Jelly beans, raisins, hazelnuts, white pearls, pink pearls, blueberries, coconut. Got dried cranberries. Really? You're gonna taunt me with the presence of dried cranberries and then not give me any fresh cranberries? Got maple syrup. A dedicated bottle of water. I wonder, is there any way to rehydrate the cranberries? Oh, huh. Apparently you can rehydrate cranberries by covering them with water or another liquid in a microwavable bowl and microwaving it on high for 30 to 60 seconds. Whether the game will respect that or not, I don't know. After all, if it only has dried cranberries, then it only has a concept of cranberries being dry. Also, I guess, yeah, cook bay is how you would. Actually, I'm not even seeing. Some of the things. Yeah, let's see if we can locate a microwavable bowl somewhere in this. Or in here. Well, we've got a basic bowl. Do we have a microwave? I'm pleasantly surprised that that didn't shatter. Gonna pour a whole bunch of cranberries into this bowl. Maybe I'll just put some liquid in there and call it good. Like, that will be our cranberry sauce. A whole bunch of. how does this just happen immediately? Like, they're not even spilling out. Normally. They're spilling out via, like, quantum tunneling through the bottom of the bowl. guess this is gonna be the stream for a little while, just picking up individual cranberries. Maybe some putting some in a bowl. Not even gonna bother with the floor cranberries because, one, they're dirty now, and also... Although, I mean, that didn't stop me from cooking the chicken and the ham that had been on the floor, but at least that's... I mean, hey, that was being cooked, so any germs should have died in the process. So, just slap them directly on the eye. News of our stove. That's gonna be a problem. Is hopefully this time we won't just rip the door off of our oven because I'm fairly certain we can't just got stovetop somewhere. We could certainly try, and we could, if need be, we could certainly try to, stovetop pie. How well that would go, I don't know. But like the cranberry... Why must the cranberries be like... Just immediately... spilling out as soon as I set them down. They're like vibrating every time. You might add another one in. Like, why am I plunking individual cranberries into this bowl with a force to cause all of the existing cranberries to need to reorientate themselves? The game didn't like me picking up that particular cranberry for some reason. Don't know why. Oh, well that's good. Now it's now apparently really pleased. Okay, apparently attempting to put all the cranberries back into the bowl is just gonna be an effort on par with that of Sisyphus. This because they're just gonna vibrate their way back out. Right, this is all frosting. So this one's empty for some reason. have any... I want to say it's either lemon juice or lemon zest that you use. And we've got oranges. Yeah, I'm just gonna... say that that's good enough on the cranberries. Oh, we've got lemon juice right here. Nice. Gonna tilt the bottle into my cranberry mess. Alright, that's just gonna be good enough. Especially since, you know, they're again just gonna do their best to find their way back out of the bowl. Alright, so now for the thing that actually the game fully understands. Just say pie. Or C. Oh, there's actually lemon zest. Where is it? There's vanilla extract, but where is my lemon zest? Like, it says completed. Ah, that's what the doors are for. Gonna add some lemon zest or just the way they jiggle every time you add anything to this bowl. Right, now it's gotta go into the bake tags. Let's see. There we go, pumpkin pie. Add to 1 empty kneading machine bowl, pastry flour 300 grams, butter 100 grams, mix using hook attachment. That I can do easily. Kneading machine bowl. We're supposed to take it and carry it over here. Pastry flour and butter. Apparently sugar, pastry flour. 300 grams. Got a little bit too much pastry flour in there. baker's yeast, mascarpone, whatever that is. It's apparently some kind of cheese or something. Or butter. Oh, seems we need a knife. As this is too much butter. Well, it's better slightly eat too much butter than twice as much butter as we needed. We've got to use the hook attachment as opposed to the paddle attachment. And there we go. Now we have pastry flour and blend. To the same kneading machine bowl, 100 milliliters of water and 5 grams of salt. Got water right here. $100 milliliters. Slightly, our pie is going to be slightly extra damp, I guess. Then take this here. Wait, hold on. We need salt. That's going to be in a shaker. Shaker over here. See, 5 grams. Oh, and I just had way too much salt. We're gonna have a very, very salty pie. Because I misread the little readout. Okay, now we can reattach the paddle attachment. Mix this shit up. Right. Well, we have pie crust. It's dry and crunchy. 24% and dry, 20% crunchy. Now we need to head over to this mixing bowl. To an empty kneading machine bowl, brown sugar, 250 grams, and egg, 300 grams. Mix using paddle attachment. The egg is bound to be fantastic. Right, none of that is brown sugar. I left the fridge open this entire time. Where's the brown sugar? Is it over in this area? This is all icing. Cinnamon. Something up here? Nope. It's brown sugar. not in any of these. Guess we'll just buy some. You know, it doesn't appear to be anywhere. Okay, good. Save. Use my plate. He's on the thing. Seeing the ability to buy brown sugar either. Somewhere in here? No. It's not. Oh, there's lemon zest right here this entire time. And fantastic. I mean... This is listed as being cane sugar, but it does appear to be brown. At the same time, I'm also not seeing... Yeah, I mean, we've got castor sugar and we've got cane sugar. Guess that will be good enough. Alright, here's our kneading machine bowl. Seems like it's gonna take a while to add 250 grams this way, but... Is it even supposed to be 250? Yeah. 250 grams of brown sugar. Right. Gotta add in 21 more grams. Then another 200. Like, I get the feeling that this is not the right kind of sugar. I just don't know where to find the brown sugar. Probably gonna find it later when I don't need it. Like, I'll be rooting around for bananas or something, and what do you know, there will be the brown sugar. So let's see. Nope, it's not any kind of like recipe that you have to do. So... brown sugar and egg. one egg. Okay, game. Alright, there we go. E to crack, apparently. Although you just crack it in your hands. Alright. That should be good. It just said on the sponge cake dough that is somehow... no, not affected it at all. Mix using paddle attachment. I've already got the paddle on this mixer. Pretty sure it's not supposed to be registering as dough. Alright, add to the same kneading bowl. Whole milk, heavy cream, nutmeg powder, ginger, cinnamon ground, salt, and starch. Gonna carry it over here. Step 1, whole milk. Milk 60 milliliters. A little bit more. And I went over once again. And because of course. Right, heavy cream. It looks like for the heavy cream you just pour in the entire little thing. There's no way I can go over or with the heavy cream. Right, nutmeg powder. Another 2 grams. 2 grams. 2 grams of nutmeg successfully added. 5 grams of ginger. Five grams of ginger added successfully. 7 grams of cinnamon, and then 2 grams of salt. Probably should have just set it over there. Right. Okay, now it's registering it as a mixture. Right, now where's the salt? I think right here. They've already used it some. Right, 2 grams of salt. Oh no. Oops. Just throw in my salt after adding 20 grams of it. Alright, 8 grams of starch. This is gonna be the saltiest pumpkin pie you've ever seen. Now, putting more than the required amount of salt into the crust, and now adding 10 times as much salt as was needed for the filling. Now, where's my starch? I think it's over here. Yeah, it's a thing that got knocked over. Right, 8 grams. Right, starch is fine. Don't need to start starching my cutting board. Right, mix using paddle attachment. Alright, it's back to registering as dough now. Cut pumpkin into pieces. This and then add to the same kneading bowl pumpkin. Let's see. 50 kilograms. I apparently need 30 grams of pumpkin pieces. Oh, none of these are anywhere near being a mere 30 grams. Doesn't seem like a lot of pumpkin. Is it perhaps I'm supposed to add the entire pumpkin in 30-gram pieces? Just gonna go ham on this pumpkin real quick. I'm just gonna see how this goes. To think I thought this would be the easy part, since I've got a recipe to follow. But no. It's referring to as just dough. I'm just gonna start adding the remaining pumpkin pieces. Actually, yeah, why didn't I just do this before? Oops. Managed to... Ooh. New technique. Technique that I've just now discovered. When you're holding a cutting board, you can just pick up all kinds of chunks. And you can pick up your starch if you feel like it. Does it think that starch could be salt? Nope, it's starch. Gonna try again. Pour this in. back down over here. Grab more pumpkin chunks. Some have ended up on the floor. If it just continues to register as dough, it's just gonna have to be good enough. Oh, can rotate forward this way. Alright, got my bowl of dough and pumpkin chunks. Alright, it's registering as blend now. That's probably more what it's supposed to be. Transfer our pie crust into round cake pan. You know, at least a pie crust is fine. Position things where I can actually maneuver everything. Come on, let me grab this the pie crust. Alright. Pie crust has been added. Filling to same cake pan. Oops. Bit too much. Set time and temperature according to cake pan. 2 minutes and 40 seconds at 140 degrees Celsius. Ooh. An entire... Oh, that's fun. That is very fun. Like Yuki has decided to stick at this precise moment. Well, managed to get it set it to the right temperature, or anyway. Alright, let's see. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Oh, there we go. Like Yuki has become unstuck. Oh, I did not realize I would have the oven going as soon as I set the timer. But hey, pie is baking. I have to see if it registers as a pumpkin pie or not. When it's done. Because, I mean, it was just referring to our filling as mixture. Rather than, you know, pumpkin pie filling. All that cooks, all that bakes, we can switch over to making an apple pie, which, let's just use the European recipe, I guess. Right, add to an empty kneading machine bowl. kneading machine bowl. Pastry flour, 250 grams. Ended up with 200. Oh, actually. Huh. Where did some of the pastry flour go? Alright, there we go. Exactly 250 grams. This is already better than pumpkin pie has been so far. Still got another minute before that will be out of the oven. 200 grams of granulated sugar. And I pressed the wrong thing. So we're gonna have an extra salty pumpkin pie and an extra sweet apple pie, I guess. For the butter, we can literally just make an entire stick in. And because it's 200 grams, and the recipe calls for 200 grams. Baking powder, 5 grams. It makes using paddle attachment. Oh, and our pie is supposedly done. But it's just registering it as a blend. Homemade. And we can't even cook the blend. Somehow we unearthed this from underneath the pie filling. We've just got a dry, crunchy disc. Now let's see, do we have any icing that can remedy this? If we had some, like, make pumpkin flavored icing, then we could just put that on there and pretend it's I guess this is just our pumpkin pie. Gonna, you know what? It can sit here. And like when it spills, it's orange. Right, so. Oh, we've still got more of it in this kneading bowl. This needs to be. One thing, it needs 1 more gram of baking powder, apparently. Or maybe not, because apparently the butter has some of the baking powder. Now it's registering as having 5 grams, so. doesn't bode well. It's just registering as dough rather than pie crust. Alright, separate 200 grams of egg using yolk splitter. Alright, here's the yolk splitter. Egg. I think I'm probably supposed to set that egg yolk there. Okay, how do I do this? Because, like... Oh, probably because there's a bottom piece. Yeah, there's a bottom piece I was supposed to be using. Right, now, put this egg yolk in here. And get a third egg. And that just happens sometimes, I guess. Is that not enough egg? I mean, it says separate 200 grams of egg using yolk splitter. I mean, it's measuring in milliliters, so I'm just gonna assume that when it says 200 grams, it means 2 eggs are each 100 grams. Alright, so now we need to add 5 grams of lemon zest and 30 milliliters of sour cream. Sour cream. A little bit too much sour cream. Which, I mean, that's not even the bowl we were supposed to be adding it to. Now our mixture sauce. I wonder. Now that it's registered as a sauce, now can we do something with it? No, apparently we cannot. We just have this, like, tortilla thing. In this homemade whatever. This homemade whatever. This homemade, you're lucky that not even qualifies as a baked good. Add the lemon zest. Okay, this is lemon zest. mix using paddle attachment. Still just dough. Right. Once again, kind of unclear instructions, because, like, cut apple 300 grams into pieces 30 grams. I'm gonna see if... Let's see if we can... Okay, good. You can just dump it without throwing the whole little kneading machine bowl out. We need an apple. See, like one apple is only 150 grams. Implies that we need 2 apples. So I guess we just need to cut them into 30-gram pieces. So that's 40 grams, 24 grams. Let's grab that. No, let's go with the 29-gram apple chunk. If we can get the other apple chunk out. Let's see if... Oh, and this is supposed to be in a different bowl anyway. Take that out. Put that in there. I feel like, we're supposed to have multiple chunks. Because otherwise, what's the point in cutting up 2 whole apples? Just gonna, like, add all the chunks that are less than 30 grams or less. And hope that that's good enough to have it not register as uncookable mixture this time. Let's chop these remaining chunks a bit more. That one's a little bit too big. Trying to keep them at least under 30 grams. Better under than over, I think. Now add granulated sugar, or lemon zest, and and cinnamon. Lemon zest is right here. Alright, so that should be 5 grams. 100 grams of granulated sugar. And a little bit over. We need cinnamon. Where's my cinnamon? There's my cinnamon. See, it's 15 grams. That should be good. And then mix using paddle attachment. Apple pie filling. We've got apple pie filling. That is a good sign. Interesting. Apparently, transfer apple pie crust to round cake pan. Well, guess our sauce is going in the garbage. Because we need the round cake pan. Gonna set that there. An apple pie filling to the same cake pan. Apple pie filling. And I imagine maybe a couple layers, then three minutes, 40 seconds at 160 degrees. 160 degrees. Shut the door. That is still attached. That, you know, that's an improvement. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So now let's see if we have bananas. There's somewhere in this kitchen. And we do. Gonna look up a banana pudding recipe because this game doesn't have one. Oh, apparently put milk in banana pudding. I had no idea. But this is from a mix. That's not gonna work. gonna need scratch-made banana pudding, because we don't have any kind of pudding mix that we can use. Wow, this is extremely unhelpful. It just directs you to a different recipe and then doesn't provide a link. Like, yeah, just use my homemade vanilla pudding recipe that I didn't link. Okay, keep a close eye on. Do you think it's just gonna shut off? Off as soon as it's done. And so I guess I don't have to worry too much. I scroll through this website trying to find a vanilla pudding recipe. Like, why couldn't you have just done a basic thing and just include a link? You know what? Alright, there we go. Found the vanilla pudding recipe. There we go. Pick up pastry. Oh, and it's just another homemade. Fantastic. Like, it's not technically qualifying as a pie. It's just a homemade. But hey, at least the filling is in the thing. You know, that's a vast improvement and over our previous attempt at a pie. Now, see what we need to put together to make vanilla pudding. We need milk, cornstarch, salt, granulated sugar, egg yolks, butter, and vanilla extract. I'm pretty sure we don't have vanilla extract. We have to use powdered vanilla. So let's grab some whole milk. Cornstarch. I don't have anything specified as being cornstarch, but I'm pretty sure. So we've got just regular old starch right here. Actually, let's see if cornstarch is a thing that we can buy. Nope. No. This regular old starch will have to be good enough. I have a feeling. Unless I end up throwing away my salt by mistake. Guess I'll just have to purchase new salt. Right. Salt is here. Granulated sugar, or egg yolks, butter, and vanilla extract. And now, find my way to, like, where are literally any measurements. Okay, quarter cup of milk with the cornstarch. You know what? I'm just gonna kind of improvise by doing the thing that I initially thought that I was supposed to do. I'm just not gonna bother with any of this, adding actual pudding nonsense. It's just gonna be a whole bunch of bananas. Just gonna move this over here and add in like 6 to 10 bananas, as I guess. Oh, huh. Apparently you can buy things from here as well. Interesting. Still no signs of brown sugar. Three bananas, 4 bananas, and apparently this thing can contain a grand total of 5 bananas, even though it looked like it contained way more. Let's restock it with 10 bananas. 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. That's enough bananas, I'd say. Looking some. Ooh. You know what? Let's just put some vanilla bean butter in here. If it will let me. Set up dispenser. I don't need to do that. I need it to dispense for me. Oh no, my bananas! Not my bananas! Oh, what's all this? Planets. Just a drawer full of planets. Don't think it's gonna let me add vanilla icing directly to my bowl of banana. Oh? I'm getting somewhere. Maybe. My bowl of bananas is currently clipping through the nozzle of the dispenser. You've got it sort of under the dispenser, at least. I think that's a filling gun. I don't think you're supposed to put icing into a filling gun. Perhaps we can take our mystery disc. Place on this tray. Yeah, I have no clue how to get icing out of... Like, how do you icing? Oh, perhaps I use a pastry syringe? No? Alright then. Guess I'm just not gonna bother with that. Cinnamon powder, jelly beans, raisins. I know there's vanilla powder that you can... I'm pretty sure you can get. Or at the very least, there might have been in a different kitchen. It looks like I'm gonna have to just settle for a bowl full of bananas. Or it's just a banana blend. Then... And let's see... The index, let's see if we can make some kind of vanilla cookies. You know, some semblance of some vanilla wafers. No, apparently you can't. At the very least, there's no recipe for it. You know what? Just gonna grab this. Pour in some cranberry. Yeah, but now just registering dried cranberries and blend. You do have cookie dough and vanilla extract that's been sitting here this entire time. You know what? Let's just pour probably way too much. Blend this bad boy. And it's just blend in still. Although it has turned a nice pinkish shade. Made thanks to the cranberries. I mean, we also have cookie dough, so theoretically can take this, pop this in, possibly like possibly enough vanilla extract to get you drunk, depending on the alcohol content of this stuff. Now we have, oh, nice of the dough to just magically, or oats fluffy sweet aromatic dough to just stay in there. Right, so now let's see. We got a few options. We got cupcake pans and a square cookie pan. So I guess we'll just make some square vanilla cookies. Let's see. 1 minute, 20 seconds. It's actually registering as a recipe. That's always a good sign. Right. 1 minute, 20 seconds at 160 degrees Celsius. With the door closed. Rotate right. There we go. We should be cooking now. I should hope that would at least register as being cookies, since we used cookie dough. Well, I mean, I think once we add the vanilla extract, it might have just been counting as just dough. So we might have another homemade. I think I'll probably call the stream once this is done, since it is almost 3 a.m. That's usually the time when I finish. Now we have pastry. Homemade. And they just disappear into the... No floating on the top for these. They just vanish and blend. Oh. They're now forming... They've been forming a stack this entire time. On the stack, the Leaning Tower of Homemade, it fell over. I guess we could have used this mooncake cake pan. Forgetting that you have to specifically... I just barely managed to knock over the tower. Tower that was forming. I can actually reach in and grab individual square pastry things. Now let's see what happens if we stick this on the stove. Oh right, it's in a mixing bowl. We probably shouldn't do that actually. It's gonna grab our homemade, and our homemade. You can get a nice angle. Oh, and gotta grab our cranberries. If they will allow themselves to be moved. Well, back in cranberry picking mode. This is what I get for trying to get all of my creations in one place. It's a quantum tunneling in cranberry strike again. There's like a little bath of lemon zest. Well, lemon juice, not even zest. Just 2 more cranberries to go. Right, there we go. Just gonna take some screenshots. Right there we go. Now it's registered my screenshot. Take a screenshot from this angle to get a good look at our blend. Actually, this camera. There's a dedicated photo mode. somehow got the camera in the shot. Oh, I think that's just for the in-game thing. How did we manage to get a photo with the camera in the shot? Alright, just gonna save. Now let's load our game with our main course, which unfortunately can't include the cranberry sauce. Well, the cranberries, because it is distinctly not a sauce. In fact, the banana pudding ended up being more of a cranberry sauce than the cranberries did. Gonna load this up and then take artsy screenshots of my Thanksgiving cockatrice and bowl of time distorting bread, aka stuffing. Maybe that's why it's taking this long to load, because of the sheer amount of bread. Because it has to load in each of those, like, hundreds of chunks of bread. Right, any day now. I'll cooking some. Any day now. I think when I planned this stream, I was vaguely worried that I would be like there wouldn't be enough content and to make a 2.5 hour stream even with this, or there would be too much because cooking the meat would take a while or something, because before I found out that there is no turkey whatsoever, it's like, what if it makes me have to make a turkey in real time? That's gonna take ages. But not a concern, because our chimera, or what is that? He's making. Oh no! What is happening with our? Oh no! It's our stuffing. Our stuffing has just now registered the fact that it was slightly lopsided. You know, for what it's worth, some of that bread, some of the bread looks pretty appetizing. You know, like, gonna, if in just positioning. Hmm, refuses to let me place the chicken legs anywhere other than directly on top of the ham. The maybe we can make use of advanced controls. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting to some artistic positioning. It's the way it chugs every time. Any amount, every time basically any portion. I think these are two legs on the same side of two different birds. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to position this in a way that looks natural. As much as you ever can make a cockatrice look natural, you know, is by definition an unnatural abomination. Don't know why this one particular don't know why there's one particular piece of bread that wants to be selected, but you know what, that'll do. And that will do it for me tonight. And likely for the rest of the time until my hiatus is actually over. So thank you all for watching. You know, everybody that stopped by live tonight, or who's watching this later on YouTube. Next stream will be sometime after, will be, you know, after my hiatus is over. Or most likely. Unless I decide to do something for Christmas or something. Which, depending on... Fortunately, this is towards the end of my current semester. And, you know... Which, I mean, the next semester won't start until probably January. So, I would have time over Christmas to stream something. But anyway, like, I won't be back to streaming super regularly until I'm officially over my hiatus. is now to find somebody to raid. While in the background, Cooking Simulator starts to crash on me. Because I dared to tell it to close. Alright, close the program. No, don't bother sending reports to Microsoft.
Yeah, is there a section called the Blue Mountains? You'll submit.
You know, let's read this Australian VTuber who's also doing some Thanksgiving cooking. They have Thanksgiving in Australia? Right. So thank you all for watching. You know, again, currently on a hiatus, so won't be back to regular streaming until that's over. But so next stream will be maybe something over Christmas break at the earliest.